in general. So Team Heretics, I really do want to see them fighting forward and not playing as reserved, I think, as I saw them versus G2.
Yeah, I think it becomes a game of a line of scrimmage, to be honest, because there is plenty of delay util on the side of Heretics, but where do you set it up and where does it come from?
3 players grouped up here out of B main for Team Heretics, a 3-player clear, just as the hit comes in towards Mound.
Would have maybe even had an opportunity for some kind of Mound crunch if they really wanted to. Boo could have thrown that paranoia from C main. Maybe they pop out of the door, but it's just a safer line where they're going to stack up towards C.
They're checking this
all the way in spawn. Yeah, they're ready.
Eye is on Woods, and Buzz is able to bring him down. Already Izu quite far forward on the A side of the map, and there is some upper control for Benji. And maybe a Gravnet off a good timing, but T1 are moving in numbers now.
Heretics are getting to heaven right now, and that's some lovely delay from the Gravnet. That should allow the full rotate, and honestly might call for a cancel from T1.
Benji dropped to the side.
I like this decision from T1, just pivot right into B.
And the smoke here is timely, cuts Boo off as he might have had a chance to peer in from Link. Now, mild upper presence here from Mini Boo. Doesn't want to overcommit, and he's not sure about the stairs push, so has to keep an eye on that angle as well.
That fight towards Blue Room is going to be crucial with multiple players from Heretics ready to go in there, but the paranoia from DH could just absolutely ruin them.
Playoff contact here for Izu, most likely. He gets a paranoia himself. DH right into the face of Rienza. Right click sent him packing. Benji stepped up. Quickly, though, is nullified. Boo eventually peers into this engagement from Link, but his teammates, well, they're gone. Now he has to unravel this himself. Izu low, but Meteor up close on the site. Puts him to bed.
The T1 call a very nice pivot into B, realizing the Heretics have already gotten that timing. The rotate to A. Good round overall.
Okay, Mini Boo early here with the Marshal. Again, it's Izu on a solo mission towards the A side. He's shut down.
Yeah, he just walks into a stack. He gets hit by the Sheriff from Rienz as well, so that just becomes a one-shot, basically hit by an AWP.
Okay, back turn there for Buzz as he spins and twirls his way onto Mound. Takes a bunch of damage and still wants to be the tip of the spear. Into the C side with the paranoia catching on a Mini Boo, and DH takes that upper box position.
A lot of danger for Buzz, but he'll temporarily slow that pace down. 2 Marshals for Heretics. A Sheriff, Headhunter for Wu. They have perhaps enough tools to be able to get this done. Boo's still got a paranoia. If he gets a good connection with that, Heretics will be able to get into this site, try and close the distance.
Arcro's not cleared, actually still on the C side, and he gets the flash. Meteor hoping to play off of it, affected. Benji not so much, looks like he was able to turn it to some degree. Here's a paranoia that catches on the stacks at the back of the site. Gravnet also thrown in, but Meteor is able to spray down. Rienz has already found 2 with the Sheriff and now is threatening further. Punishment around the corner is Meteor. That's his 3rd for the round. But Boo will be the last one standing.
What a retake from Team Heretics. They slow 5 champions appearances in a row from Buzz. One of the only 3 players to accomplish that pretty unbelievable feat. Boo's going to be flashed off of C. Does have to get out of there straight away. To T1, do they just accelerate? Yeah, they do. Buzz is right in. Boo has got to get the hell out of dodge.
Just an insane round previously for Heretics there. Able to find success on that anti-eco. Puts T1 in a bit of an uncomfortable position.
Net
planted.
Okay. Oh my god, for 2!
Stunning stuff. The Gravnet and the nade combo perfect for Team Heretics. And they don't have to commit too much more early. Now they can start to win their way through with a player advantage. Now they're being joined by Wood.
And again, Boo escapes that site without having to use the paranoia to get out safely. Has it, access for the retake, connects onto multiple players again.
A 3rd for Mini Boo here. He is having a round and a half. Rienz to chime in, and DH is going to be seized in the middle of the smoke. He's an easy pick, and another paint shell will claim him. 3 kills off the nade for the Rays. Just as Mini Boo said, I do not care who they are. I do is shoot. All I do is throw util.
That's a Project A certified moment for sure. Perfect grab. That Buzz was just about to get out the way. Look at him. He barely gets caught on the edge. That is so brutal. And now it's going to be Pasty from T1 out of A. They love to throw a fast lane, have Buzz run right to that tree door to deny a player coming out of it. Will there be one from Heretics? Yeah, it looks like it. They want to brawl. There's going to be a Yoru flash and a haunt up top as well from T1.
There'll be a flood of util now coming in. Gravnet doesn't connect. Buzz gets ahead of it. It's going to be a showstopper for Mini Boo. He whips around and catches DH out. Izu's got his work cut out from now. Clone around the corner as Boo retreats back into tree, with that line still being covered by Benji, tucked in the corner. And Izu knows this. Oh, Razorvine thrown in, but Rienz is too quick on the swing out, and he finds his 3rd for the round. This guy, lab-grown brilliance on the VALORANT battlefield. And now Stacks is going to be hemmed in. Wood already in that attack side spawn, and Stacks realistically, there's nowhere to go.
An absolute top-tier player. And he still is, despite what we've witnessed,
He is.
despite the C's.
These are the kind of rounds you can afford a missed C's for sure. Wuto wants to push up here, wrest this gun away from Stacks at some point, and does so with finesse. Guardian takes the head off.
Heretics, however, no real reason to adjust off this site. Two players ready to anchor. That's Boo up front.
Yeah, mindful of that, he goes for the trade. Benji hit with paranoia and has to give a bit of that ground league Boo on his own, but another grab net here can buy time for Miniboo to set up here from upper. He'll send a nade in now and a light down on the side. Spot Isu instantly dispatches him, and Miniboo is disgusting. Just add water, and you've got a juggernaut out there on A.
Stellar anchoring from Miniboo. The snap on that first shot. Perfect adjustment onto Stack. Not even Meteor could find that kill swinging back sight. Miniboo is such a momentum-based player. What is the move here from T1? Gate crash from Izu is going all the way to spawn, so he can make as much noise as possible over on this A side, and yeah, now he just teleports back to C. Look at Meteor. How is he in B? What is this timing?
He just crept up on this. No one watching it. Rand's clearly unaware. There could be a player so deep, but now Woot has to try and keep T1 an arm's length over on the C side of the map. Izu is going to emerge. Flattens Woots. That now breaks this side as well. Open. Meteor's still a problem at B, but that's another story, because right now Buzz is writing his own chapter. Rien's steamrolled as he solo tries to make his way out of Waterfall. And Meteor will catch the rotates. He'll snarl Boo up in place, make it costly to try and get out to that C side of the map. Eventually Boo digs him out.
Now, Boo and Benji Fishy have more than enough cash to just try to send it here. Even the damage could have future significance, but Izu denies that.
Filthy off angle. Now it's on Boo. More of a passive player. Likes to let his teammates do the talking. Unfortunately, he has to step up, and it's 4 players of T1 hungrily waiting for him.
Solid job working the map there, no doubt. With Izu being able to pressure towards A, teleport away. What is going to be the move here? Izu can walk out on this A side, play around the dark cover. Oh
Dinks.
My god.
Taken down to 10.
Rians doesn't know it now, but when he watches the VOD, Brady at a Vandal, but all good. Woot again.
Overkill.
Just unnecessary. Unnecessary with the headshots. You didn't need to just decapitate that poor man.
That's a tour de force invested in for this round, when he already has a rifle to work with.
On account of him having this space, they're just going to wait for the timing on this wall to drop, and then they can try to activate. Dark cover going to be placed on stairs, and the Prowler will alert Heretics to the fact that they're going to go for this execute.
I mean, you've got the exact answer here to this fast-playing duelist. Benji takes down Buzz, but trades out. Meteor right behind him, led by the Hornet. Woot finds the timing downstairs. It's effective. Rian still fighting on the side here. And it's all on Stacks. Will eventually meet his maker too. Stunning round here from Rien's, and again, that center util slows T1 down as they try and accelerate onto A.
Izu gets a lot of info for the team. That may prompt T1 to just try to aggress towards C, but as is the case against this comp, you're going to run into the chamber on that other side of the map. What? The Prowler forces Root away.
The threat of being pinched there from B-Main was too much. He was aware someone was probably tucked in that corner. Sees, catches out Woot. This is about to get pretty dangerous. TP up for DH, but he's got eyes for Izu first. Woot gets his one. Pretty compromising spot to play from, but he emerges with a kill at least. There's the Annihilation. It catches onto a player by the looks of things. No, it's going to be a showstopper there. Not connecting either. Gravnet. Will it catch DH out? Bud's going to move upstairs onto the side, but Benji hits him where it hurts. Now Stacks attempting a plant, but it's belated. T1 bleeding out a little now.
Just hoping they can even maybe draw a player out, but that's not going to be the case. Wise decision from Heretics now to just retreat back into halls, retain that space, wait for Boo to get over to the site. He has that paranoia, and we've seen on multiple C retakes that that has been the critical utility piece for Heretics' success getting back in. They've got the man advantage on top of that as well. How can T1 possibly win this out?
Gonna be a paranoia to set them up just as you put it. Miniboo gonna drop down, and DH really could barely fight for himself. The util for Heretics in a 3-player push through the smoke gets the job done. He's been doing it since last 6 years. 2021. Arbro's shot out. Woot gonna have a crack through the smoke here. Of course, it's T1 on a bit of a lower buy. They've got to go aggressive, close that gap. It's Buzz for Miniboo. Boo gonna be tucked around the corner here. Nightfall comes down. He's decayed low. Still Woot's able to back him up.
How are they staying alive? They are both stuck in the corner. Finally, Boo gets away and Woot's on the angle.
T1 can barely put a scratch on him. Why? This is nuts. Meteor has a steel guard and he's considering it. Some discussion maybe with DH now as there's a break in the action. And that Guardian is going to be deployed. They're still going to play through this, and it looks like they get caught out. D1, get onto the side. DH TP's forward. Rian's clearing with a Prowler, wants to try and take this fight with the Sheriff. DH eventually claims him. Boo gives a bit of ground, needs to buy some time for Benji to link up.
And he does get that weapon back. This time, did have to use that paranoia to live. Benji has a grab net. That's all they've got to work with right now.
Planted. Got to be a double player push out of Waterfall. It's dark cover, not long for this world. Benji with a grab net to spend.
T1 with their most inexperienced player, the rookie in DH, and the two-time Pacific champion doubled up to try and win out this crucial round.
On the backside they go, Benji, that's the grab net. Thrown out, catches both of those players, but T1 are ready for this! And DH holds him one for the boys, a MasterCard Thrifty!
In their Champions campaign so far, it was just on their Academy roster earlier this year.
But one of the most dominant players in challenges at the time. Meteor opens up on Boo. That's over at the B side. It's going to open things up for the Vice.
Rare that Boo is going to be our first player down, but Heretics respond within an instant.
I mean, T1 is still trying to play around that barrier at 8. They're still trying to peek for it.
Now Heretics want to pivot fast towards this C site, and I mean, they've made the right decision. It is the open area of the map, but they're going to be staring down the barrel of another Team Heretics full-on retake towards C. This has been their bread and butter. They are lacking Boo and that crucial Omen utility that they've had on Pride rounds, but look at Miniboo, full kit, Rian's Prowler, a C's, going to have that Haunt backup. Benji might have that Grabnet backup. Matter of fact, it does just come up.
Miniboo has paint shells as well, Wyatt. This can be quite punishing. First the C's, that's towards Hall side. Buzz with a relay bolt, ideally to push Heretics back, and they do respect it. Send a Prowler in, but DH is there to cut it to the quick. Grabnet, TP away. Stacks has got a good angle to catch the players up on the site, and they're not ready for it. Rian's at least able to take the trade. DH has to respect this corner, play off him with Buzz. The drop fire is too much to handle, and Benji with a bit of damage. All will have to his name here. Buzz brings him down, finds himself 3, and T1 cap off for the half. Crucial involvement when it comes to that util. It's going to be Heretics now, of course, go to the attack side. We'll have to contend with this shield wall at the B side. Don't have the aura to tease that out for free. Meteor caught in a grab net, though. This is ugly. Wood has already made deep inroads to the site. Meteor not ready for it, but is able to deal with Wood with a headshot. It's Rienz, though, on mound.
And that cracks open this C site. Fast pivot through door from Heretics. They can try to get in, but does Meteor want to anchor? Does he want to test them? Surely not. He's backing away. Yeah, just relegated to playing back hauls. Should be a straight up 4-on-4 retake. Paranoia for DH.
Who's going to take contact? Straight out of this smoke here, he hears these ghost shots, playing his life for the most part. It's Buzz sliding forward, opens up for DH to take the trade, but Benji finds him in response. Here comes Stacks, who though crucial, wrapping around the site. They're not ready for this at all. Stacks in trouble, and Benji finishes him off.
Boo's so patient with that backside wrap, but Benji locking it down on Bend. And oftentimes stick around for more. Doesn't always go for that instant gate crash. He's very confident in his ability to keep brawling.
Heretics need to get the sheer wall out. They can't abuse numbers on the B side if they get broken up by it.
And one way to do it is to have Wood go past and teleport back. Right, Izu gets one, and he does want to take more, but he will get out.
Wood just caught a cancel there. He actually gate crashed out when there were players potentially threatening from B main. Izu, of course, gets away. That was Wood opting to rendezvous away. It's going to be Izu up on the side. Happy to hold it down. 3 for him and maybe more. Boo steps up, but that stinger at close range is deadly.
Yeah, mid-air as well, I guess. You can just jump around with it. Rien's knocked down a bit in terms of the HP. He does recover this Vandal, and dare I say, there's a chance on account of him going to be getting the Nightfall with a plant or a kill. I always believe in this man.
Buzz, though, proud as a peacock perched on top of mound. Sees Rien's coming. Cuts that one short.
And now Heretics looks like they want to burst out of this A side. T1 are usually happy to go for a lot of really big A fights. Again, something we saw against DRG, but makes sense that they would maybe want to mix it up a little bit heading into this game. Heretics studying that VOD. This time it's just going to be DH on the cross. He's going in, so is Buzz.
Buzz wants to fight this fast lane, throwing up DH up on top of Rubble. Finds his, but it's all falling apart on both sides of the Rubble fight. Team Heretics have shown themselves to be the dominant team.
That was a really cool refight strategy, honestly. The fast lane up as the Paranoia gets let loose from the Kobe, the teleport up top from DH to apply so much pressure.
Not entirely out of the round yet. It's just Izu and Meteor very much distributed across the map thinly.
They will be picking the right site to go to. It is the vacant B1. Meteor positioned over on A. Does Easy try to take a timing here?
Sonic sensor. It's going to be a pain for him. Miniboo on that corner. Easy trying to isolate these fights now, aware of the sensor close by. Sees up top. Now that narrows things down for Heretics. They've got a good idea where Isu's coming from, but what about Meteor? He's going to join up from up and out. A little bit belated there. Clone goes in, does draw out the sensor. Isu tried to step up, but Heretics now have dragged this to within 2 rounds for a map win.
I really want to see that whole situation on A from Heretics' point of view. Benji Fishy got hit by that paranoia. Wow, pops out and kills Stacks. Yeah, and then you had DH teleport up top. He's fighting forward, doesn't realize Miniboo is tucked already. Really feels like on replay.
And there's been an op in his hands almost every single round where Heretics have had the money. Isu has picked one up himself now, but that's been taken over to C. Woods hoping to see the Neon at some point, and he's about to. Here he comes around the corner, slide there for Buzz. Good connection. DH trying to surge forward alongside of him, and it's 2-2 for Buzz and DH. Finally some energy there from T1, and this time they win a scrappy rubble fight.
Which might genuinely be the first time they've been able to do it. Blinded up as Rians, you are joking!
He's a genius! What is that? Back around the corner, low at 70. Rians knows he has to go for the rifle there. What a ridiculous little moment.
It's hard to hit a sliding Neon when you can see that.
Woot, more often than not, has been the aggressor.
Prowler gets broken by the rifle, so do they expect this? No, Woot swings out off that jump peak. But it's not enough to throw off the steady aim of Isu.
Here's DH now, a late position taken up here in rubble, but there's a couple of Heretics players that could be a problem. Miniboo swung on by Buzz, but Benji trades into a favorable scenario now for Heretics. 3v3.
Coordination was off there for T1. Buzz in a moment, it felt like, wait, I need to go support. Tries to slide forward. DH is really overextended off that teleport. That's evened it up. And just as I say it, Rien's on the jump spot angle. Stacks removed from the server.
TP for Boo, this is the check. Baby door, nothing spotted.
30 seconds left.
Calls a cancel on that now. We're down under 30. Heretics have to put their plan in motion.
Now when they execute onto Meteor, perhaps an opportunity for him backside to tuck, get that steel garden off, and then fight while the spike is trying to be planted. Time is dwindling, 15 seconds, but he just fights out!
He gets his one.
Now it's Isu alone with the drift, trying to get through.
How's he supposed to pop out of this gainfully? Flash now emerges from within the smoke, a 1v2 for Isu. The initial, the core of this project, what a swing! Benji torn to shreds. Now Rien's 19 and 10, no will fall, Isu! Extends the lifeline to T1. They're in this still. Can lock them in place here. Buzz also has that overdrive active. Definitely room for defensive pops here.
Danger on the cross. Woot had the line with the op.
I've seen 2v5 clutch here from Heretics in this same situation. And it's an O-scope on Meteor. Whips that one right down on him, but Isu now is going to be able to gate crasher out of Mound after going down to 18.
Wants to repost on main, and Stacks trying to get their ASAP to assist. One kill from that fade would result in a nightfall on the defense.
I got a read on Isu's position. Looks like the C's was short, but Rien's shot was on the mark. Now Team Heretics have been able to get across to the site. Stacks will see them emerge with this nightfall. It's going to be annoying. Decayed down, of course. Rendered death. Has to Prowler in for some information.
Buzz trying to get in right now. TH on the flank. Everyone from Heretics just grouped up at Bend.
Wood is still toggling this door, being a bit of a nuisance, but goes for the swing and gets caught out by DH. Now Buzz wants to run over the top of Benji, and it's on Boo. Brought down by DH. 1 by 1, T1 are building their way back into this game. That's brick after brick, and they're not the prettiest. We've seen Isu take the op for contact into main a couple of times.
If they go for this A refight, they're going to be walking into a paranoia and a relay bolt, and have to imagine that Buzz and DH will not be giving this space up. It's not something they've wanted to do ever in the past.
Okay, here it is. Annihilation gets thrown out. And the looks of things, no catch. So still no inroads for Heretics.
This is all just to distract, so Heretics can make this attempt towards C, but they're all hit by the Nightfall. 3 players.
Sax is ready for a butt. The Showstopper comes out and cleans up the fade. Meteor with a steel guard and thrown on the side. And Heretics got no choice but try and fight through this. Boo TP's back away. Tries to get his weapon online again.
But DH is in the perfect position for this rotate. Surely they don't expect the backstab. Surely he puts the nail in the coffin on this round.
The Seal Wall was going to block it for the time being, so it's going to be up to Buzz. Isu in the sights, and they have done enough.
DH's flank didn't even need to come to fruition because T1 were just so fast on that rotate through Waterfall. Yeah, T1 really superior in the map control game there. Heretics relying a lot on being able to successfully refight with that deadlock on A.
That was Steel Guard and Nightfall committed though by T1. It's still got the overdrive to go with him. Boo catches out DH, but it all breaks down into a cacophony of action as Boo have to fight 2 with the Sheriff. Buzz still fighting here at Rebel, and Boo's the only one that stands in his way, but he's been chunked down to 9. This could go either way, but Buzz will exit with 4. A Demon Unchained at Rebel.
To win out this full buy round.
To round number 23, and this time Heretics are on the wrong side of a comeback on Lotus.
T1 are pushing all the way out of C and B. They want to fight, but Izu goes down. Whoop denies both.
And he's done it with a rifle of all things. DH trying to make a swing on them. Buzz wraps around. Overdrive at extreme range claims Benji.
The spike is loose in spawn. Buzz is fully committed. Wu doesn't want to take the fight just yet. Teleports away. Wants to wait for his teammates to be able to assist. Out of the timeout, T1 go for an absolutely mad round.
And Heretics is still clearing. They don't realize just how many players are back behind them.
Oh my god, they're ready to fight when Boo gets out of this teleport.
Picked up the spike, and here comes Buzz out from Rubble. That was Boo down, Spike down yet again. Rian's up on the corner. Buzz low, makes a swing for it and takes the Neon out of the game. Stacks there could be caught. He gets away, still decayed down, and it's all on Rian's for the game. Ping catches 2, he's got the spike to hand, and off to the side he goes.
Off to maybe C site if he wants. C, B, it doesn't matter. He's got access to the globe right now. He's getting out of there. Stacks and DH, both of them on full HP.
Where do you set up if your Rian's here?
30 seconds left.
Possibly wanting to play for halls, maybe flip the site.
Yeah, it's too shallow to be a mound hold.
Now both fades should be able to get those haunts back online. DH has a couple smokes. Both players coming through door. Rian's in the off angle.
Lined up for this first clearing of mound. Stacks and DH going to check the side. Smokes here for DH now. Horn thrown out. Rian gets contact. DH is low. Oh, you're kidding me! Once again, Rian's genetically engineered to dominate the game has won the map for Heretics.
I mean, they were trying their goddamn best on Lotus. Unfortunately, it wasn't enough, but they have to win here if they want to make it to playoffs. Over to you, Uber and Wyatt.
T1 believe they're the best in the region at Sunset. Made that very clear in the press conference earlier here in Paris. In Heretics, we've just not seen much from them. A change up in their comp sees the Rays now join Minibu's Yoru.
T1 are looking like they're going to go for that split onto B through 3 different lanes. Buzz all the way into Boba. Benji going to feel the pressure. Buzz is just sliding everywhere.
Benji wasn't affected by the relay bot, but still couldn't do much in that fight. Bowled over by Izu instantly. As the charge was led by Buzz. It's an open B site now. We're down to Rian's, Boo, and Woot to try and disentangle T1 from their territory.
Heretics held back by that paranoia, now covered up by the dark cover since they had to retreat.
Really got their eggs in the Boba basket right now, and Meteor is more than happy to dig in.
This is all on Boo in an impossible situation. T1 making a really good call there for the mid-rounding.
Now that's split over towards B. It's rare to see.
It's Izu absorbing all of that utility over towards A main.
Who's across the map?
Gained.
There's no stall util really outside of what Cypher has in place. That's been cleared.
Both trips actually got broken by shots, even the backside one.
That's huge. Well cleared by T1, and now he's ready to fight on the side. Dirty swing around the corner.
No,
no, Benji.
No.
Yes, give me more.
You can't be doing that with a Bulldog full sprint. The Phantom, questionable, but we've seen people get away with it. You hate to see them get away with it, but with the Bulldog, man.
This crossfire
That's
is going to be...
criminal.
It's impossible to break.
It's disgusting.
Heretics just realize there's
It's
no way in.
It's a save. It's a save. And so far, we've seen 2 rounds now from T1 where they just batter Team Heretics by having Izu play A main, absorb all of the utility.
No one set up here inside elbow. It's Boo holding it from way back in spawn with nothing but a Sheriff.
Heretics have read this situation, though. 3 players now at Link, and a couple of them working their way into the site, ready to anchor.
That smoke and Link, though, is giving them pause for thought. They might try and fight around the Link here itself. It's going to be Rian's able to take Buzz out of the game. Meteor waiting for the push up, though. Here's Rian's on the site, commanding attention. And it's up to Meteor now. Heretics ready for this syncopation of tempo from T1, getting into the A site.
To make it even more difficult, who just brings them down to 1 HP.
30 seconds left.
Heretics just called the perfect rotate there. They understood the situation, got to Link right on time, and beyond that, getting players into sight. Rian's locks it down.
maybe further back on the side. He has to vary those setups round after round.
Recon's exchanged towards that A side of the map. Heretics go for a pure re-clear.
Yeah, Minibu dinked there, but it's a great pop flash out for the Yoru.
Yeah, that time it's not dense with util, it's just a swing to catch that lone player and a lineup for Woot. Free as it gets.
And Buzz and DH just decide to stay in lockstep with each other to their detriment. That really throws this round to the Sharks for T1. Meteor now realizing, that's where this util is going. Fair enough. Makes his way through. Sound cue off the cyber cage. And there'll be one in Stax' way. Well, one was relocated to B main after those kills came in on the A side. Nicely held by Benji. Stax walks into the trip, gives himself away. Pings at the back of the side, a double swing! That puts Stax out of commission. Gets Heretics one round away from parity.
That one felt like it was just, of course, for T1 though, winning the pistol, winning that bonus has got their economy in a great position. So despite 2 round losses in a row, they are able to get another full buy online. Very close to a lot of ultimates and playing with some pace towards A.
This one could be volatile. The paranoia has come in though at T1 and has thrown him in a disarray. Oh, Showstopper just lands in their midst. DH taken low. Minibu thinks twice about trying to fight there solo in elbow. He backs up to the site. He's going to give this to T1.
And he can, right? Team Heretics have already accomplished what they set out to do. They got that opening pick. DH very low on HP as well. The rest of the Heretics players on the rotate towards this A side. Minibu going forward with the Dimensional Drift, going to get all of this information.
Great
Once
answer.
he gets into elbow, all 3 spotted.
I mean, the noise cut there gets seen straight through by Heretics. They got the info on Minibu. Follows him onto the site. 3 for him in the round. And Meteor left on the outside, looking in. Woot fallen by his hand, but this side is absolutely crawling with defenders. And eventually, Benji will be on the wrap.
I must wait a moment.
Meteor has no choice but to simply fight for this. Taking his weapon out of the round, virtually a non-option. Rienz is peeking for this. Minibu off his contact. Would have stepped up where it required. And we have an even game, folks. Heretics starting to get a feel for the pace of play that T1.
That was a half buy with multiple ultimates used from T1 in the conversion attempt. Buzz fast up mid, dark cover on the right so he can pass.
Minibu tries to get out of smoke, eventually belatedly sprays Buzz down. He takes some damage for it, but damage done indeed.
What is the decision from Izu and DH's backside? What on earth? Takes the isolated duel.
Alone, virtually alone. Rian's going to try and dig him out here, but there's a lot of threat here for Heretics. Look at the player back in Boba. Izu in a position to disrupt. Rienz has to fight on multiple fronts now, and he has the composure to take it away. 2 kills for Rienz. Izu takes another hit and finally is brought down. Damaged by 3 separate players in the round. Leaves Meteor out on the site, and God, he's got to expose himself to get this spike back. Will he wrap around? Looks like that's the plan. Up through market he goes. Woot and Boo. Not ready for it yet. Meteor surely not. He's made a quick push of this. Does he actually have a timing? Woot not turning his head around. Boo got to be spotted first. He'll be dealt with by Meteor. Now Woot aware of Meteor's presence, but both players have drawn a bead on one another. And Meteor has to cut this up piece by piece, expecting a wrap around the pillar from Woot, but that's not the case.
30 seconds left.
Woot is holding his ground, and now Meteor's going to step out into that sideline, but Woot flubs the first shot. A bit of a whiff now as Meteor tries to test him. An inch around the corner, and then duck back. Meteor going to drop down, made noise doing so though. That's information that Woot is certainly going to capitalize on. Knocked him down to 23. Then there's just no time. There's going to be a spike recovered.
left.
Meteor has to find Woot, but he is impossible to dig out of his foxhole. There's enough time for a plant. Woot knows this. He has to challenge. Job done. Defuse guaranteed. Heretics to 5. 6-3 now. 6 rounds in a row. It's been an avalanche from Team Heretics Mountain. T1 have struggled to stand up against it, but now at least they've got a buy to work with in a fast play onto the A side. But Woot does this every time! He just gets in the way, plants his feet, takes a fight. A Meteor is down, but there's still more to be done. Now Boo opts out of the fight in elbow.
Just blinded up, didn't have the opportunity onto Boo. 3 players here from Team Heretics. T1 are constantly finding themselves hitting into stacks.
And no one's looking at the Owl drone, though. They've only got eyes for Buzz, who lights up the stage, steps up, finds his 3rd. And that's an overdrive, well employed. It's only Benji left. Ponderous trudge across the map for the lone Cypher. It's T1, a site teeming with 4 of them.
That was Heretics having 4 players on A site, and that was not enough to stop T1. Looked like Woot was honestly going to get away with a couple more back in main.
He has this habit of stepping in the middle of Buzz's fast lane and just shooting the first player he sees. Benji now. To say it's a climb would be an understatement. precipitous peak stood before him, and T1 are able to finally get themselves around back. You can see
Heretics are certainly aware that this could be his location of choice as the rest of the T1 side opt to get through B main. You can see the gate crash going in inside. What a timing!
My goodness! Does he expect the second though? Benji is at least there, but it's still a split. Look at the B side. That has pulled everyone from Heretics off that side entirely, and now they're going to set up at Boba.
They want to push for more. They want to take the fight to TH.
Flash out of the smoke, but no, it's going to be Boo and Riens that shut them down. This now puts Heretics at a numbers advantage, and Woot is on the wrap.
But that is a pacey flank right now from Woot. Did T1 try to fight elsewhere? What is the move? No, posted up in main is Meteor. He expects it. Stacks taking a duel.
Woot tries to step up, but Meteor shuts him right on down, and it's on Riens again. Shock darts to work with, and Stacks is low and subject to them. The Meteor is going to be tucked here, sees Riens coming a mile off. Pinged out by the cam. There's really just not enough time for Riens to make this happen. Stacks can step up, surely not. Surely not, we don't just stick this down. There's got to be an answer, and of course, it is the Hottest Fury from offside. Rien's got it to half, but it's all he's going to get in this round. Cool, calm, collected. Stacks picks up another for T1.
Yep, the percentage play from Stacks at T1's core, that is where they excel. They were just such a DMy, scrappy fighting team when they won at Bangkok, and that is always an aspect of them that is so dangerous.
And they get themselves the double duelist matchup that they were looking for. The Oru clone's thrown out by both sides, but that's Meteor shot straight up mid.
Was that just spam through smoke?
Maybe above it?
Cover there? Oh, looks like he got pinged, so I guess there was some damage on him. He spams back, all right, and then DH just gets a second on a mini-boot through the smoke. Was he pushing through? What is happening in mid? It's chaos.
This spreads Heretics so thin across the map now.
T1,
back to A.
They've opted for a fast pivot towards A. Smoke up onto Link, so Buzz with some safety can get through onto this site. It's just Boo on the anchor, but Buzz is so crazy with the movement.
Big win there, though, for Boo. At least slows things down and then gets the heck out of dodge. Boo on the side still has to fight with Izu when he emerges.
That's the Izu special.
The signature look from him. Woot speculates there with that showstopper and doesn't catch anyone. Benji being pinged, he doesn't realize he's walking. Well, he does realize, in fact, that he's walking into danger on Link as well, but Meteor finds the moment where Benji's back is turned. And that is a pretty frenetic back and forth first half here of Sunset. T1. But they're looking for the first champions for the Pacific region. First team from the Pacific to have 2 titles in the year.
They're just pushing into this crosshair of Benji right now, but Izu too sharp.
You're ready for that apparently, but the swing into the line for Izu gave him the edge. Riensia has to respect the relay. Bolt backs off, but Buzz still wants more. Asks the question of Woot. And there's a snappy answer from the Turk.
Feels like, frankly, things get disconnected there for T1. Was the plan to get out, to stay in?
Make it challenging, but someone needs to sniff this out first. So Riens is going to have his back turned as T1 emerge. Oh, that's brutal. Knife between the shoulder blades, and now T1 can quickly pounce on this A hit. This leaves Heretics in disarray. They're not quite ready for it, but Boo emerges, finds DH, and out on the side, it's Mini Boo alone. Woot. Boo has to do it solo as well, and Izu exits around with 3 snappy kills.
Heretics couldn't even break the trip. They were just getting stalled out by that.
Teams with fantastic shooters that love to play double duelist. Match made in heaven for someone like Buzz, I'm sure.
DH just ready to let this paranoia loose, and the swing out from Buzz. They're fighting together and cleaning up everyone. Beautifully done.
Confidence there, of course, for DH to step out of the smoke. Paranoia was there to set Buzz up, and the rest, as they say, is history.
What is the move from T1 on this bonus round? Are they going to go for another crazy aggro look? A push down mid like they did on the pistol round, perhaps?
We have 2 of them here. Pop into mid for Heretics. Izu tucked for now, might look for a timing. Warps up. Spots Woot and a number of other players. Will be getting out now. Door brought down.
He just teleports to now cover top mid. As Heretics are all grouped up here. Boo loosely watching over on that A side where your standard one-ways are getting cycled by the defense.
This is
T1 opt for a double push out of this smoke mid. Do they flash and stun? Yeah, they do.
Yeah, they don't want to risk the chance of them just walking by and getting up mid, but Boo seems to be ready for this. That one smoke teases T1 out of hiding, and they look to challenge. B here and constant checks of mid by Meteor, so this shouldn't surprise T1 too much. Now this belated look at the A side. We're down to 25 seconds in the round, so Heretics do need to be expedient about this. Nothing though for DH to see here. Oh my goodness, Meteor! Oh, he's throwing this into disarray. Riens was trying to put that spike down. Benji now going to look to try and take the fight, but DH is still healthy, still ready for it. He's thinking every single person that shows up. Spike down at least. Boo though, he's looking worse for wear. Everybody on Heretics getting a taste of it. And now Meteor wants to step up and get the job done himself. Back behind the box, Wood goes. Minibu at least have a swing off his contact, and so it stacks. Gives himself away, stepping forward. Minibu will remain tucked. There's no reason to overextend if you're Heretics.
Boo's still on such low HP at the moment.
He's looking, searching. Stacks gets us to half, and he's going to stick the defuse. Surely not! Just in the nick of time. Shut down as he went for that defuse.
Standing ahead.
We'll have that gate crash all the way back in spawn to get to A link with some haste, a spawn even. Buzz ready to play off the paranoia that DH has.
Yeah, these two have been dynamic here on the A side, but Minibu shuts half the pins are down and Woot slams him.
It didn't connect onto Woot somehow. How did he sidestep that?
Maybe he's just ahead of it in the end. That's devastating though for T1. That's a lead now. They might be forced to concede. Meteor somehow isolates one player amidst 5 of them.
God, he's so sharp. And he wants more.
Sticking around, but this is a dimensional drift. Minibu gonna go deep for info, and Meteor gets 2 for that. That's big, and he's given T1 a real shot at this round. But that dimensional drift will clear all of Elbow and set up this 2-pronged assault on the A side. Stacks! Needed the timing. Benji knocked down to 47, but that's all he's gonna get.
Now it's just easy with the operator, who's certainly going to be saving at this point. Meteor tried his best, but that light little trap setup, with Buzz taking contact, paranoia, man, if that hit Woot, have to think DH probably gets 2 there.
Yeah. I mean, that's the volatility that gets introduced into this early round by T1, who always want to be popping.
We'll be looking to get that active, and it's him doubled up with DH over on that A side again towards Elbow.
Just the clone this time around. Okay, Meteor has already been able to open up here with the Sheriff.
Buzz is about to get his ult as Heretics make this foray into the B side. They have to contend with Izu, unspotted by the drone. Back on the angle, and does get his, gets away. And now on the flood back in, having the overdrive, this could absolutely be a round win for T1 despite the bad buy.
Yeah, this is the operator held over into this round by Izu, and it was a wise save in the end.
Stack's just so much far ahead. So much more far ahead than the rest of the team gets caught.
Minibu. Buzz doesn't have much to work with. It's just a bucket. His smoke might assist him to some degree. First the relay bolt, then in he goes. Around that dark cover, but surely they've heard him here. The overdrive is cut short. A short circuit here for the Neon. But Izu is waiting there at the back of the site. Minibu's going to take a challenge. 20 health on Izu. Minibu now with the contingency, an escape route. Oh, that almost got him killed for it. But now he knows. He knows full well where Izu is waiting. A clone will be thrown out. Izu has a flash to work with. But this feels so slanted against the Yoru of Izu.
How can he possibly win this? Has to connect this op shot right now on the Minibu swing.
Minibu patience, knows he's got time and makes the swing, sees the knee. Minibu, crucial 3K in that round. Notice the Cypher util again. Far at the back of the site here for Meteor.
Looks like they want to keep it simple in a round where they have 4 ultimates. Just slam into this B site.
There it is. Showstopper pop straight away. Wood trying to get in there. Hearing the TP come out. Where does DH find himself? In Boba now, ready to reinforce. It's only Meteor left in the site. Can he do anything as the sole anchor? Izu's going to get in now as well. He can play off this. The flash is good. Relay board is there, and Izu emerges with the shorty. It's DH following up on it. Riens for 2, somehow. Keeps Los Niños in the round, and they have a spike to deliver elsewhere, I see.
How does Izu get away with this? Every single dimensional drift, he pops out with the shorty for 1. Now Boo is isolated on the site. Rien's isolated in mid. This timing against Buzz could be everything.
Izu might see him.
This onto Izu.
He's not looking. He didn't look towards bottom mid, but Buzz at least is able to recover. Just a whiff shot there on Izu for Rien's hurts him. Now Boo, man, a few words.
Whiff shots and Rien's in the same sentence. That doesn't add up. Can't really do the math on that one, but it just happened. It's all in the hands of Boo, the IGL.
Sees Buzz first, breaks up the 1v1. T1 can't swing him at the same time. They've got to go for the spike. Izu again has to clutch from low health. Gets it to half. Boo, does he have a sense for this timing? Izu out in the open, the correction is there. Man, a few words, but clutches up when it counts. Boo gets Heretics ahead by 2. Team Heretics economy stimulated after that round, but still 2 more. Away from that valuable series win and qualification to playoffs. Buzz is pinged out, but had already retreated back to the site.
Heretics have just baited out very important utility. That's a relay bolt and the paranoia gone, but Meteor catches Boo on the offense, getting up mid as the pivot from Team Heretics attempts to go into this B site. Currently held by multiple players and the spike is down.
Rien's on the move. Benji can't salvage now either, and Wood is looking a little uncomfortable out there in the open. T1, so disruptive, so hard to predict for this match. are at peak, as high as it gets.
The economy was good enough for Izu to get this operator online. He's controlling towards A. The rest of T1 just posted up on B.
Now Woot's gotten into his little corner, but he's very low. Sees a little bit of Meteor's hat there through the wall. And now DH down, he finds his way out of this position. He had two players looking straight at him. Sight littered with smokes, and he still navigates it with finesse.
Minibu, the last player remaining, staring down 5. It is an easy lane to play from stairs and just spam right into the choke.
Yeah, that's even with most of the Cypher trips being placed in market and sort of top mid now because they're so easily cleared by that Sova dart. Even so, I wonder what the composure's like there for Heretics because it felt.
The gate crashed to escape all the way towards Boba. And of course, I am just waiting in bated breath for him to use his ult and kill someone with a shorty, as seems to always be the case.
Trying to get ahead of the drift inside the cyber cage. It's straight through onto Benji. He does go down to 9, but kill is a kill. And Izu has the chance now for a dimensional drift of his own straight into enemy territory. Still Kent at the back of the site is Buzz, ready to take contact as Izu knows there's already Heretics players on their doorstep, and Woot doesn't even ring the bloody bell. He's here to throw down. Stack's paranoid, has to take a beat. DH also with a smoke in his way. Heretics haven't been out of plant, they don't have the space yet, but they ping Stacks out, and they take him out of the game. Now Meteor and DH at the TP forward has been pinged out. Woot, though, fully aware of this. Now they can make use of that info! And Woot for 3, still in this now. 2v1, but Boo's position is going to be revealed.
And Meteor gets the info off that neural theft. 70 HP, doesn't have a cage, and he's just spammed down! It's intuition from Boo! To get into the site with, and there's trips on either lane. One broken.
Still the ones in halls, though, when DH has that cheeky little high ground spot, but has maybe given away his position as the clone is handled. Recon on the site, avoided by all of T1. Still, there is DH from that same spot. Good catch. Paranoia comes through.
There's only 12 seconds to plant right now.
Minibu trying to get across the site. Spike in the hands of Riens now. He should find a safe place to plant at the back, and T1 are going to allow this. He's going to play for retake.
Buzz, 1 kill will have the overdrive. T1 are stacking up towards spawn. DH still with that paranoia, hasn't let it loose yet, but Heretics want to fight forward into Link. They want to take the fight to T1.
Minibu wants a timing here, going to try and go after the Sova. Riens at the back of the site, pinged out by the Recon now. It's about to get messy. Riens backside, found 2 already, and Minibu wants to push out towards that spawn side. DH in trouble, behind the smoke. Stacks gets himself a better rifle. Manages to take care of the Recon as well. Around the corner he goes, but Minibu gets the better of him, and Youngster up from Academy. DH has it all on his shoulders now. On the other side of the box is Riens, gives him a tap, lets him know he's taking account of his presence, and there's just not enough time here for DH. Minibu here can get to the spike, shows up, but DH finds 4. But they say, all it takes to start a revolution is the whispers of heresy. Los Niños have advanced to playoffs at Champions 25.
And they're able to do it in just 2 maps, stealing away Sunset from T1 in this upper bracket, the first European team